Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Insights with Vinny Mac. My name is Vince, aka Vinny Mac. I do apologize, I didn't release a video last week. I had every intention to release one. I had the video edited and sorted out already, and it was a very, very good topic, very powerful content in that particular video. However, that video wasn't aligned with what I'm saying on this particular channel and on this particular platform. No matter how good it is, it's not aligned with what I'm trying to say on this channel. I'm not going to release it. I do try to walk this particular walk with integrity, and I do try to walk it in terms of a vision that I have for my channel. And if something doesn't align up with that vision, then I'm not going to broadcast it and I'm not going to put it out there. I really hope that you also take that on board in terms of your personal walk, because so often, especially in the entrepreneurial sphere, I see people trying to just be all over the place, not really aligned up with who they are and who they saying they are. Have integrity in your work. Don't put out things just because you want to be at the forefront of people's thinking. Put out stuff because you are aligned with a certain line of thinking, a certain way of doing things, and a certain goal that you're trying to achieve. Talking about goals, we're speaking about grow. How do you grow? Well, grow is actually an acronym for model that life coaches uses, or transformational coaches use. This model was designed and implemented by a gentleman by the name of Sir John Whitmore, the late Sir John Whitmore. It's a very powerful model, and coaches, like I said, even though it was designed and implemented in the 1980s, many coaches still use this particular model to help their clients unlock new levels of who and what they are capable of. I'm going to be touching on that particular model. I'm going to give you a high-level overview about that particular model. If you want to have a deeper dive into it, you're more than welcome to reach out. But like I said on my channel, or like I always say on my channel, all my insights are provided from a godly perspective as well as from a life coaching perspective. I bring the two together so that I can give you the best of both worlds. Previously, when I done this video, I brought it through from a life coaching perspective, and I brought it through very strongly from a life coaching perspective, but there was no godly insight behind that. And that is something that I'm very, very passionate about. I love bringing God into everything that I do in my personal walk, because I am a sinner saved by God's grace, and I'm very proud of that particular fact. So if my life coaching doesn't line up with my godly principles, then there's a problem. Okay, so on this, like I said, I want to speak about the grow principle today, right? But before I dive into the grow principle, I really want to bring it into context for you, the grow principle into context. Let me just explain to you what the acronym GROW is first of all. The acronym GROW stands for, the G stands for goals. Okay, we all need to have goals in life. We all need to have something that we are aspiring to or striving to attain and achieve in life. The R stands for reality. Okay, you need to be aware of your reality. You need to be aware of where you are in terms of your life in order to set goals that you want to achieve with your life. So you need to be aware of the internal obstacles, and you need to be aware of the external obstacles. I'm going to dive a bit into that right now. The O stands for your options. What are the options available for you in terms of reaching your goal? What is the options available for you in your current reality? So you need to be aware of your options as well. And then the W stands for the way forward. What is the way forward for you in terms of your journey? Well, it's actually will. What will achieving the goals, achieving this walk do for you? We like to speak to it as about the way forward. What is the way forward for you? So how does that relate into context of the Bible? Well, one of my favorite characters in the Bible is a gentleman by the name of David. Now, David really exemplifies this grow module in a very, very beautiful way. You see, David's life was filled with conflict, different conflicts at different points in his life. And how he handled those conflicts, it very much relates back to the grow principle. And that is something that me and you, as everyday people, can take into our lives and deal with in different circumstances of our lives. You see, this principle is not just about financial goals. It is about life goals. It is about relationship goals. It is about spiritual goals. So using this particular model, you can apply it to just about every aspect of your life. Okay, so how does the goals relate to David? When David faced off against Goliath, what was the one thing that he constantly did? He constantly checked what was the outcomes, what was he going to receive. So David had a goal in terms of battling Goliath. He didn't just go into that battle aimlessly. He had a specific goal in mind. He wanted to achieve the outcomes, and on 3 occasions he got clarity on what the outcomes were. You see, when we set goals, we need to have clarity on what it is that we are trying to achieve. Too many of us get caught up in this whole system of setting smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable. I don't even know what the rest of it because it's such a garbage acronym. I don't even believe in that, in setting smart goals. I love what South African Wellsmith, Dr. Hannes Dreyer says. He actually trademarked it, so I have to mention him up front. He says put power goals in place. And I love that. David set power goals for himself. He had a power goal in terms of the outcome that he was looking to achieve with his battle, not only with Goliath, but when he was fleeing from Saul as well. He had a goal. He was destitute. He was out there in the desert. He was in foreign lands at some times, even in his enemies' lands at some point. But David never lost sight of the goal. He was anointed to be king. Even though he would never take matters into his own hand, he always respected God in his walk. He knew and he understood that there was an ultimate goal for his life. So set a goal that will really inspire you, that will push you, that even against all odds, you will still hold dear to that goal and still understand and remember that this is what I am looking to achieve with my life. Reality. What was the reality that David constantly had to face, especially when he was fleeing from Saul? He had to realize that, as much as I am anointed to be king, there are obstacles in my way that is preventing me from being king. But the reality is, that is my goal, that is what I'm looking to achieve. He never lost sight of his reality, and he was always aware of the internal and the external obstacles that he was facing. The internal obstacles was the fears that he was facing because he was being pursued by a relentless king, a powerful king. The external obstacles was the fact that it was Saul as well pursuing him. Other external obstacles was he had to convert between the Philistines at one point. He had to deal with situations where we had to act like a madman in front of the king so that he didn't get executed. So that is another aspect that we need to come to terms with as well in terms of our walk, our journey towards our goals and achieving our goals. Be aware of your reality. Don't get stuck on the fact that you don't have the education, that you don't have the finances, that you don't have the opportunities, that you don't have the time, that you don't have the resources. No, just be aware of what your reality is. You cannot chart a course if you don't know where you currently are in terms of your life. If someone grabs you now off the street and takes you to a random city, blindfolds you, puts you at a certain location in that city and say get to another location within the next 30 minutes in a country where you don't even speak the language, you're not going to be able to find your way. But this is how most of us are living our lives right now. We're trying to plot courses, but we don't even know where we are currently in our lives. So take cognizance of the fact that you need to become aware of what your current reality is in order to get to the destination that you are desiring to get. Options. What are the options available to you? Or if you want to look at it another way, what are the opportunities available to you? We all have options. We all have opportunities on a day-to-day basis. The sun rises each day with abundance of opportunities. The sun came to give us life and give us life abundantly. But we get so stuck at looking at our situation that we're not focused on the destination that is screaming out for us to get to. So what are the options available to you? I cannot answer that question for you. You need to answer that question within yourself. Just like I need to answer that question within myself. Yes, I keep running into walls on a day-to-day basis. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. But I don't look at the walls that I'm running into. I'm stepping back and I'm saying, all right, Lord, this path didn't work for me. What are the other options available? I'm opening up my thinking and I let my imagination run wild and I start thinking. And the more I start thinking, and especially journaling, I love journaling. I get into journaling and I write down my thoughts. Because when I write down my thoughts, not only do I see them, but there are thoughts, random thoughts in the back of my mind that I tend to ignore if I don't write them down. So by journaling, I start seeing my options much more clearer. And I will advise you to get into that as well. Get into journaling. You might not like writing. You can do it typing as well. You can even do a dictaphone where you're recording. You've got a cell phone. Record yourself. Speak into the phone. Speak your thoughts. And just watch how they unfold, how they unravel for you. And you start seeing different opportunities that actually are available. That is available in the back of your head. But because you're not letting it out, you don't see those options. And then the last one, or the way forward, whichever way you want to look at it again. What are the options available to you right now? What is it that you are trying to achieve with your life? How does achieving that goal, how do you know that you have achieved that goal? On a scale of 1 to 10, how achievable is that goal? These are the things that you need to step back at and you need to look at in terms of the way forward. What will it mean to you when you do achieve that goal? What will it mean to those around you when you achieve that goal? What are you trying to do in terms of the journey? David looked around and he said, what is achieving the goal going to mean for these faithful men that are walking with me, into these battles, So he always looked at the way forward, and that is what you need to do in your life. Look at the way forward. The options are there. So all you need to do is you just need to set yourself a goal. You need to look at your reality, look at the options that are available to you, and then figure out the way forward. And then, most importantly, about any goal, about any journey, take the first step. Doesn't matter whether you're scared, doesn't matter whether you're uncertain, doesn't matter if you're not even sure which direction you're supposed to be going. Just take the first step. One thing I can tell you out of experience, even when you're going the wrong direction, even when you're stepping out of line, God has a way of bringing you back in alignment with His will. That is why He says in Jeremiah 29, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. So I really hope that you got some value out of this particular one. I really hope that you're going to take time out to really grow within yourself. And if you want to dive into that topic a little bit deeper, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. So, like I said, if you haven't yet, please by all means do subscribe to the channel. I really love to put out content there that challenges your thinking and takes you to a new level. Do like the content as well, and do drop me your comments because I love hearing from you. Okay, for now this is Bunny Mac saying change your thinking, change your world.